Welcome back to Google Class. Dear students, how are you? I'm James here. Today I'm going to discuss with Transfer of Property Act under section 133 of TP Act. Okay. Last class we discussed about section 132 up to 132. Okay. This is also continuous of same chapter. Okay, section 133 explain about warranty of solvency of debtor. Warranty of solvency of debtor. Here this act explain that section 133 lays down that where the transferor of a debt warrants the solvency of the debtor, the warranty in the absence of a contract to the contrary applies only to his solvency at the time of the transfer. Okay, apply only to his solvency at the time of the transfer and is limited where the transfer is made for consideration to the amount or value of such consideration. Okay, this only explain about section 133 of TP Act. Okay, based on this section, a warranty is here stipulated. Okay, a warranty is here stipulation collateral to the main purpose of contract, the breach of which gives rise to claim for the damage only, but not to a right to reject the goods and treat the contract as repudiated. Okay, here the solvency means the ability to discharge all debts and obligation in full. Okay, solvency means the ability to discharge all debts and obligations in full. Okay, is relieving from that particular area. Okay, this is what explained about section 133. Okay, what about section 134? Okay, section 134 explain about mortgaged debt. Okay, mortgaged debt. Section 134 of TP Act explain about mortgaged debt. They lays down that where a debt is transferred for the purpose of securing an existing or future debt, the debt so transferred, if received by the transferor or recovered by the transferee, is applicable first in payment of the cost of such recovery, secondly in or towards satisfaction of the amount for the time being secured by the transfer, and the residue, if any, belongs to the transferor or other person entitled to receive the same. Okay, this is what the act explained. Okay, section 34. Here the section corresponds of old section 138 of the Transfer of Property Act 2 of 1900, renumbered it to be section 134 with some verbal attenuations. Okay, the sections deals with the subclass 1 of the transfer of debt for the purpose of securing an existing or future debt. That is number class 1. Class 2 provides for the mode of applications of the amount of the debts so transferred. The section deals with the cases of transfer by way of security. An actionable claim as for instant debt may also be transferred by way of the mortgagee. Okay, now it's clear this portion. We'll go to next section, section 135. Okay, Section 135 explain about assignment of rights under policy of insurance against fire. Okay, assignment of right under policy of insurance against fire. Here, every assignee by endorsement, or writing. Okay, endorsement means writing also. Okay, both meaning is same. Okay, of a policy of insurance against fire, in whom the property in the subject insured shall be absolutely vested at the date of the assignment, shall have transferred and vested in all the rights of suit as if the contract contained in the policy has been made with himself. Okay, based on the suppose section 135, how to detailed explain is the section lays down the law with regard to the assignment of rights under policy of insurance against fire. Policies of marine and fire insurance both constitute exceptions to the general rule regarding life insurance policies. Such transfer can be made only by endorsement or other writing. The word endorsement means everything written or printed upon the back of a deed or writing. Okay, it is not necessary inference of law that occupier of an apparent occupier of an apartment, the occupier of an apartment in a hotel is a tenant. Okay, another point, the inference of law that the occupier of an apartment in a hotel is a tenant. A hotel keeper may run a first class hotel without subletting any part of it. Okay, where the hotel keeper retained no control over the apartment. The occupier was in the position of a tenant only. Okay, and section 135 repealed, cancelled. Okay, that 135A explained about assignment of rights under policy of marine insurance. This section was repealed by the Marine Insurance Act 1963. Okay, that section 11 of 1963, section 92 explained about marine insurance. The separate act is included. So in this TP Act, section 135A is deleted. Okay, and section 136 of TP Act, next section. Okay, section 136. This 136 of TP Act explain about incapacity of officers connected with court of justice. Good point. Okay, incapacity of officers connected with courts of justice. Based on this section, no judge, legal practitioner or officer connected with any court of justice shall buy or traffic in or stipulate for or agree to receive any share of or interest in any actionable claim, and no court of justice shall enforce at his instance or at the instance of any person claiming by or through him any actionable claim so dealt with by him as aforesaid. Okay, based on this above 136, the detailed explanation is the section is analogs to order 21 rule 73 of civil procedure code. Okay, order 21 rule 73 of civil procedure code. The section prohibits, as per the CPC. Okay, section prohibits number 1 buying or trafficking in, number 2 stipulating for number 3 agreeing to receive any share of or interest in any actionable claim. Okay, this was saying CPC Act, Order 21, Rule 73. Okay, here the term legal practitioner. What is the meaning legal practitioner? Legal practitioner has not been defined in the Act nor General Classes Act also. According to Section 3 of the Legal Practitioner Act, that means Legal Practitioner Act, okay, it means an advocate, a vakil, or an attorney of the High Court, pleader, okay, or revenue agent. Here, a pleader clerk is not disqualified from dealing in actionable claims. Okay, a pleader's clerk is not disqualified from dealing in actionable claims. And based on this section 136, restriction on being assignee. Okay, restriction on being assignee. It declares certain persons as ineligible to take any actionable claim by assignment. The main object of this prohibition, as stated by the Privy Council, a famous case law, Karakos versus Serli, famous case law. Based on this case law, the Privy Council gave this type of policy, this type of instruction, this type of rule. Okay, Karakos, K-E-R-A-K-A-O-S-E, Karakos versus Serli. What is that? It is of great importance that no officer of a court of justice should be even exposed to the suspicion that in the discharge of his official duties, his conduct was influenced by any personal consideration. Where a pleader purchases an actionable claim, he will be held guilty of the professional misconduct. Okay, professional misconduct of none of these persons can buy privately or traffic in any actionable claim, but they can certainly sell their own actionable claim. As per this legal practitioner term means, who is the legal practitioner here? As per the Legal Practitioner Act, what is the meaning? That Advocate Act 1961. Okay, now itself Advocate Act. Okay, in earlier days Advocate Act is there. Now Advocate Act 1961 only formed. Okay, now changed Advocate Act. Those days the Legal Practitioners Act. Okay, and lost of the transfer of property section, conclusion of the section in this book, Transfer of Property Act. Okay, property law is different. Property law is dealing with transfer of property and easement and another thing, Indian Stamp Act. Okay, included, that is proper. As per the Transfer of Property Act, section 137 is last section. Okay, I'm going to complete this subject. This one more section is available. Okay, please silent and watch regularly. Okay, I just wanted to take this section separate video class. Okay, we'll enjoy the last chapter and the last section. Okay, bye students, take care, all the best.